Right. All right. Welcome to the update for this week, Wednesday. Today is June 17th. Moving ahead to July already. Just working on the July schedule, so I'm out a month. But it is June 17th. Last night was election day. That got pushed back from our usual May Tuesday vote. Went to June 16th. And we want to thank everybody who took time to get a ballot if it didn't come to your house, or take the time to fill it out, because all three propositions passed. So thank you very much. The budget, which was a zero increase, passed. We also did a resolution to use our savings to buy school buses, and that passed. And then we had went into an LED lighting project that we could get an extra 10% aid on if the voters approved it. So we'll be getting that additional aid in the future too on that. So that's all very helpful. We had four people running for the board. We thank them very much. We had Jeremy Gertz, we had Jacob Quinn, Matthew Kennedy, and Zach Nemec. And Matthew Kennedy and Zach Nemec were the highest two vote getters last night, so they will repeat for 3 more years as board members. So we thank everybody though, because voting or running or putting up signs or getting out the good word, all the board members, about what the budget was and what we're doing is no small feat. So we appreciate everybody doing that and helping North Tonawanda have a successful budget. So thank you for that. The interesting piece is with the mail-in vote, we over doubled the number of people who come out and use their voice to vote. So that was a positive. We usually have about 15 to 1,800 people come from the 12 to 9 p.m. day when we have it at the Alumni Center, and we had over 4,200 people voting this time. So it was very nice, but we mailed out 20,000 and we only got 4,000 back. So we still need to do that. If you didn't do your census yet this year, I'll remind you one more time to do that. I know it was due in April, but they'll take it anytime. The link should still work. And that's very important because some of the ways schools get funding or road work gets done in that is based on that census and who's here and what we need. So take time to do that as well. Today is one of those Wednesdays where Spruce School, tonight at 4 o'clock, will be giving out dinners. The Spruce School parking lot. Actually, it's the Boys and Girls Club who give out the dinners through a grant that they got, and they're there first come, first serve. They were there from about 4 to 5:30, and tonight's dinner is chicken nuggets. The next dinner night that the Boys and Girls Club will be using Spruce School to pass out dinners is June 24th, and the menu is turkey sliders. So hope the families and the people in that area or anywhere in the city can get over to Spruce and take advantage of that. And we thank the Boys and Girls Club for thinking of us here in North Tonawanda for doing that. Coming soon is going to be an open schools survey that parents and teachers and students can log in and get to. So we're going to do a couple of them over the summer. The first one will be an active link on the web page that you can go to and then submit it right that way to give us some preliminary data. And then we'll be doing a thought exchange during July. The reason we're waiting until July is that the state and the Board of Regents is promising school districts across the state that we'll have some guidance on what reopening should look like mid-July. So school districts are right now planning really 3 scenarios: open as normal, which we know how to do very well; the virtual school, which we're in right now, that we're planning on tweaking to make that better and have actual class time and meeting times if we have to do that for every teacher and student that's out there. And then there's this hybrid model for smaller class sizes where students come, just for an example, this is not planned or anything like that, but in the state call that was a lot of superintendents in the regions, they were talking about a hybrid model where you could do smaller class sizes. So let's say there's 20 kids in a classroom, where 10 come 3 days a week, and then they do virtual work 3 days a week, and then the other 10 come, and vice versa. And the work load for the week is the same, but the first part of the intro would be done in person. The other part would then be finished up at home, and then when the other kids were at home, they'd be doing the intro piece work at home, and then finish up the week that way. So that's just one example. I'm not saying that's what we're doing, but it's important for you to know that we are working on a number of scenarios, because once we get guidance from the state, then we have to follow local health department rules. So that'll be the next piece. So once we hear from what Erie and Niagara County Health Department is requiring, how does that work in the school? How does that work in a lunchroom? How does that work with a full bus? All those things are then have to be taken into account for us to basically be in compliance and open school. So fingers crossed that we just open as normal in September. Then the question will be, how long do we stay open? If someone comes in with an active case or gets a test and said, I'm positive for COVID, does the school have to close? Does the person have to stay home for 14 days? Do we, isolate that person? How do we go forward? So a lot of the health departments are chiming in and working with the state as well. And of course, we're not the only state who has to come up with this. So one of the discouraging things is that in the states that opened faster than New York, there's a lot on the news about them having more cases than ever. So as New York opens up more here, and we're going into phase 3 today, we'll have to watch those numbers and see, because there's no guarantee for September. So that is something we're working on. When we do get the survey, it'll be a Facebook invite. It'll also be through this method that I'll come to people and tell them, and I'll do a global call for families, letting them know that please take a minute to go to the web page and fill it out. So we're working on that right now. And then in July, once we have some guidance and we know what our options are and they're narrowed down a little bit, we'll do a thought exchange on some more ideas and things, and what parents are concerned about, what kids might be concerned about, and actually what the staff's concerned about coming back to work. So we have a lot to consider, but the plan is to get open somehow and get back to normal. So we're working on that. The next kind of thing is an update. I've seen a couple people ask about how do they view the virtual graduation piece of it, which is more of the traditional ceremony without sitting there for 3 hours. You can watch it on TV or download it and watch it on your computer or phone. So at 1 o'clock on Saturday, June 28th, all the diplomas will be handed out, because our schedule runs from like 8:30 to 12 for our graduation behind the high school. So once that's done, we will then be moving into sort of the premiere, which means the first time anyone can see it will be at 1 o'clock on the 28th. It will be available 24/7 through the web page after that. It's going to be viewed on Spectrum channel 1302, and they're telling me that they'll probably run it 4 or 5 times a week during the month of July. So you will be able to find it in their schedule, and when North Tonawanda is on there as well. If you want to see Lockport or Niagara Falls graduation, they're doing a number of the schools that way. But they are looking to make it a live link on Spectrum as well, that you could then download it and have it to show it anytime that you want. So if it's part of a party or celebration in the family that you want to show the video or have the video running while the speeches are being delivered, you'll have that ability to start it at any time you want, and we'll put that information on the web page. We'll probably put even a little something in the packets that they'll pick up at graduation, so you know where to go that day to get on there and find it. But rest assured, the easiest one is to go to www.ntschools.org, our webpage, and we'll put it up there in the alert, and we'll put it on a prominent page that it'll be up there at 1 o'clock that day, so everyone can kind of start watching at the same time. But it'll be run a number of times on Spectrum channel 1302 that day, and then throughout the month of July, and then there'll be a web address where you can download the link from, and then you can take it anywhere. So if Grandma and Grandpa are having trouble finding it, you can download it, play it on their computer for them, or bring it up on their TV. Shoot your phone to the TV if they have a smart TV, and show it that way. So those are some of the things that we're working on, even though officially the teachers had finished and the students had finished a little bit early because we were continuing to be on call and doing review work and new learning plans, getting ready during Easter recess. So we are continuing to do the Wednesday updates. The only one that I might not do is July 1st, but I'll be back on July 8th if I don't do the one on the 1st. I haven't decided yet because that's our reorg meeting and the swearing in of the board members, and it's kind of a busy day here for that piece, but there's not probably a lot going on in the school district at that time. People keep talking about a car parade. I was contacted late last week that there seems to be a private, organized car parade for seniors. I don't have all the details yet. I will be doing a global call to seniors to inform them about it. It seems like they're going to be restricted to 75 cars, and there will need to be 4 students in a car, and it'll go from the high school to the Wurlitzer building. I'm not exactly sure on the route or what time it'll start, or if there's been any other changes, but they're going to call me when they have more of a detailed plan. It'll be the Saturday before graduation, which is June 27th. That is the day I was told. And when I get more information, I will do a global call and let you guys know. So it's not this weekend, it's next weekend, so we have time to get that hopefully organized and the word out. But it's was a parent push to go to the city hall to get that permission because they had denied the school to do a graduation parade, so to speak. That's why we broke it up and kept it on property. This is going to go through city streets with police blocking off intersections and a police escort, from what I'm told. So it's a different thing altogether than graduation, and it's the day before. So the preliminary plan is that I heard that it had to be limited to 75 cars. Since we have over 260 graduates in district and out of district, that'll be a challenge. And I know everyone might not come to the parade, but it'll be open to everybody. And it seems that they're gonna be asking students to carpool together for that. Do you know when the high school report cards will be done? Well, the teacher's last day was the 12th, but then they go into BOCES. So once they go into BOCES, I know the administrators are working this week, we'll get a call saying they've been checked, they're in the system, and then we'll do a global call like always that the report cards are available for middle school and high school. The elementary report cards are here today, and we ran them through the postage machine, and they'll be getting mailed out tomorrow, so you should have them by the weekend. So that's up with the report cards. Let's see. Hello. No other questions there. So the report cards are coming. They should be here all by the end of this week or early next week if you're getting it in the mail, depending on how fast the mail gets to you. But we decided to mail the elementary K6 ones, and they're here getting done today, and then be delivered to the post office. And the other ones will be as normal through the student's account in eSchool. And we'll say that they're ready, and you can log it and get them there. So all that should be in the works for the future. So please keep in mind the dinner tonight at Spruce from 4 to 5. Thank you again for the positive vote and the doubling of voters through mail. Keep an eye out and an ear out for late this week or early next week, the opening survey, which will be asking very yes or no pointed questions about you and your feelings about school and sending your kids back to school. And then the graduation video will be a live link that will become live at 1 o'clock on that day after graduation. Would there be some type of summer school? The counselors are in working with central office, going through the students who basically did nothing over this time and need summer school, and we're working on a kind of a credit recovery program, but they'll be contacted individually. If you're concerned about summer school for your student at the high school level, the best bet would be to contact their counselor and go over that with them, because we'll be getting names of students through the counselor. Right now, if there is a summer school, it would be virtual, which means your student would have to do it at home with input and guidance and lessons being sent to them from teachers here in North Tonawanda. So it'll be different. It won't be a summer school like typical, but there may be something coming. How can 4 students be in a car together? I don't make the rules. That's what they were told. I'm assuming they're going to be required to wear a mask. I don't know. That's a good question. You're supposed to have 6-foot distancing, which in some of those cars you can't get 6 foot apart from each other. But there are other things now in phase 3 where you could go to a restaurant. So if you were going to a restaurant and invited, your friend's, your son or daughter's best friend, and took them with you, they would all be sitting at the same table. So I think they're going under the assumption that you're going to know the people that are going to be in the car, and you're going to know that they haven't put themselves into a precarious situation where they might be carrying the virus, is all I can think of. Is that just for elementary or all grades for summer school? There is no summer school for elementary or middle school this year. There hasn't been for a long time for elementary, but high school. It's high school virtual credit recovery, because those kids need so many credits to graduate high school. How do you find out if you passed your grades or not for graduation? I can tell you that if you haven't been contacted yet, you probably graduated. Grades will be posted shortly, and you should see that you passed everything. I know that they've been talking to parents and students who were at danger of not passing, so you should have been contacted already if you were not going to qualify for graduation. That should be all taken care of. So I would assume when we get the call that we can let you know that report cards are ready. Your report card will be a passing one. Will report cards be mailed on time? So we don't mail the secondary ones. I said they'll be, you can access them through the school account that they have. The elementary report cards are going out tomorrow, and you should have them next week. They usually don't get them till June 25th or 6th, so you'll get them a week early. So did the 8th graders get past to 9th grade? Again, unless you got a phone call telling you that your son or daughter did not pass, by now they passed. Same thing with 7th to 8th and 6th to 7th and all that. So rest assured. And then the people are saying hi. All right, so have a good week. Stay safe. It's going to be a gorgeous weather week. Even though we're at phase 3 of the reopening plan, please be careful, be smart. We don't want to go backwards. We want to go forwards. We want to get to stage 4. We want to move forward and stay there. So to keep that in mind. I just saw one more pop up. What's going on with the teachers that they were caught in the video trying to change it? Yeah, so that's an internal investigation. We should have that settled by the end of the week. Aid, I got it, spelling. And we're off for today. So take care, stay safe, and share this video so everyone can see and get the information. Thank you very much.